The Princess of Wales is insisting on a revolutionary approach to raising a future king that could see the primary school-aged prince make history. One of the most famous examples of royal parenting came in the 14th century when King Edward III decided to do a spot of it during the bloody Battle of Crécy in France. With Edward was his 16-year-old son, the Black Prince, and like any sensible father, he thought the best thing was to get the lad to go off and do a bit of slaughtering, famously saying, "Let the boy earn his spurs." Thankfully, things have changed a hell of a lot since then, and in 6 short years Prince George, soon to hit the big 1-0, won't be sent off to take on the French while clanking about in freshly WD-40 ed armour. These days, the primary schooler is probably not allowed to even touch a ceremonial pair of spurs without a nanny, a medic and a trained safety officer on hand. As always, smash the like button and subscribe to this channel, this way you won't miss our next video in this same channel. And leading the renegade royal parenting charge is none other than Kate, the Princess of Wales, who has instead instituted what can only be described as a relatively radical new way of doing things. Gone are the days of raising macho monarchs who are excellent at scaring the servants, and hello to a new generation of His Royal Highnesses who have a working knowledge of housework. Decades from now, when the future King George VII is perched over the stone of state trying to remember all the words to the coronation oath, he will be the first anointed monarch in history to have ever unpacked a dishwasher. Now, this week, we have gotten a new view into the revolutionary approach that Kate, and Kate alone, is reportedly insisting on when it comes to raising George and his siblings Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis. When Queen Camilla wed her longtime boyfriend, did I gross you out a tad? Now King Charles in 2005, she made history as the first non-titled commoner gal to marry a future monarch in 450 years. Still, despite not having a grand appellation to slap on her thank you cards, Camilla was still from decidedly upper crust stock, a woman who likely has never had to clean her own loo and whose only qualification is Swiss finishing school. Thus, when Kate got that famous sapphire engagement ring on her left hand in late 2010, reporters all got a bit breathless writing about how historic her union with Prince William would be. Here would be the first ever queen to have a tertiary degree and a decent education that extended beyond conversational French, and a quick bit of instruction about avoiding men with the surname Cromwell. More importantly for our purposes here, she will be the first queen to actually come from a normal, middle-class background. While her mother Carol Middleton might have made millions out of her now shuttered business party pieces, thus ensuring her kids could attend expensive schools, their background is all very capital N normal. Think lunch is actually packed by their parents and not liveried staff, and bedtimes managed by Carol herself and not stern matronly nannies in tweed skirts. Thus, while much of that 2010 Kate has been shined up, buffed off, and made over since she became a card-carrying Her Royal Highness, including her acquiring a much crisper accent, she is reportedly sticking to her roots when it comes to raising her own children. No swan singers for recess, no stable hands forced to pretend to be foxes while young George gets a grip on his first Purdy shotgun, and no letting little Louis borrow the family's unparalleled collection of Da Vinci sketches because he wants to practice his drawing. Biographer Tom Quinn is the author of Gilded Youth, a book about behind palace gates child raising. I have heard that Kate has been very good at both accepting the way the system works, but also slightly subversively modifying it, he told the Daily Beast this week. Her starting point husband Prince William, who has already done more parenting than centuries of forbidding, emotionally stunted heirs before him ever have combined. The princess insisted that William was involved in bedtime, reading to the kids and bathing them, and they split the school run, Quinn has said. That strategy of mucking in extends to their home life, where the trio of young His Royal Highnesses are busy learning about the power of the pre-rinse and how to add their own milk to their frosties. Remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell, this way you will be notified when next we drop a report video in this same channel.